good thing. Otherwise, I'd be worried about my hallucinations.
Yeah, exactly.
That might explain why you're so out of it.
Yeah, 'cause I've been on and off my meds. Except for my sleep times.
Next week we have a game. We're supposed to play doubleheader somewhere. Minneapolis or something like that. There's a lot of baseball teams over there.
The minutes?
45 and over.
Oh.
And I just have to hit CNN done for 20 minutes.
I'm gonna get up there and practice with you. Okay, there we go. The stream looks good.
Maybe.
Oh shit, what did that say? I have to change something.
The stream?
Well, for a while I was getting texts all day yesterday. I can't make it.
You got 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, calling it the wrong thing. On YouTube.
Most of them get pretty good, but I usually tell my texter at least get 1 8. Yeah. I pulled up too hard.
Just a minute, Kirk. Alright. Yeah, Kirk.
Can you just send me Plum City Blues? When you get it?
I'll have Jay. Yeah, well, it's on Jay's phone.
What's your number? I'll text it over.
Kirk,
See Luke Eidler was on fire last night.
what's your number? He'll text it to you.
Threw all 10 and
All right.
16 strikes.
But he needs your phone number.
What?
He needs your phone number.
Oh, 715-214-7529.
Which one do you have up?
I have Plum City.
NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello, and welcome to In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers travel to Legion Field in Plum City to take on the Plum City Blues in a non-league matchup. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader sweep over the Jim Falls Sturgeons last Sunday, while the Blues were defeated by the River Falls Fightin' Fish 12-0 also on Sunday. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Plum City Blues. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand, and also we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Legion Field in Plum City. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Plum City Blues in a non-league game from Legion Field in Plum City. The Cavaliers, who are 6-3 overall and 5-2 in the CRBL, are coming off a doubleheader sweep over the Jim Falls Sturgeons last Sunday by scores of 6-2 and 3-2, while the Blues, who are 1-5 overall and 0-3 in the St. Croix Valley League, were defeated by the River Falls Fightin' Fish 12-0 last Sunday. Now, in the Cavaliers' doubleheader sweep over the Jim Falls Sturgeons, the Cavs were led at the plate by Ashton Kroll, who went 4 for 5 on the day with a double and 2 RBI.
Runners going, and the shot goes to center field.
One is in,
One
two
in,
are
two,
in.
and throw goes in. 2-run score. Ashton Crowell with a 2-run double.
He was followed by Logan Hesselman, who went 3 for 6 on the day and also belted a double and picked up 2 RBI.
And there's a base hit out into diving catch attempt. It gets past him and rolls out to center field. And sliding in, and he's safe at second. So Hesselman has a double to center field with an RBI, as coming in to score is Ashton Kroll.
Brayton Tillman showed off some power with his first career home run for the Cavaliers, and he scored 2 runs and was credited with 2 RBI.
And the pitch, he hits a fly ball deep into right field. It's way back, and it's gone! A 2-run home run for Brayton Tillman.
Trenton Palmer picked up his 3rd hit of the season when he beat out a soft grounder to third. Also picking up extra bases for the Cavaliers were Caden Erickson, who belted a double in Game 1.
And there's a shot out into left field, way back. It's deep. It's going to roll out to the fence. And Caden Erickson's going to check in with a double.
So some offense that was definitely needed yesterday has come around today. Nice double.
Cole Timon contributed with a double of his own in Game 1.
Yeah, we were a little behind on mentioning the beautiful facility here, along with the good-looking, young, and vibrant coaches. That, according to Ryan Bedminster.
Absolutely. Did you make sure you got the check from him for saying that before you?
No.
Fly ball by Timon, and that's going to be way out by the fence in right center field. And Timon is going to get into second.
Nice hit!
Now picking up the win for the Cavs in Game 1 was Andrew Milner, who went the distance, allowing 2 runs on only 5 hits while striking out 4. In Game 2, it was Aiden Ecker who earned the win, throwing 6 2/3 innings and giving up 2 runs, only 1 of which was earned, and allowing 6 hits and striking out 7. Picking up his first save of the season was Lucas Costley, who came on to get the final out in Game 2. The Plum City Blues have gotten off to a tough start and are currently 1-5 overall and 0-3 in the St. Croix Valley League. The Blues were defeated by the always powerful River Falls Fightin' Fish last Sunday, 12-0. Now, last season, the Cavaliers defeated the Blues 11-1. Leading the way for the Blues in that game was Connor Ducklow, who went 2 for 3. Jared Pelzel picked up the only run for the Blues. But that was last year, and this is a new season. Other than that, we know very little about the Blues, so we'll learn more about them right along with you during today's game. Now, the Cavaliers coming into this weekend are being led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who's sitting at a .414 pace, including a pair of doubles. He's followed by Carter Beath, who's hitting .400 with an on-base percentage of .500. Brayton Tillman at .364, Xavier Bedminster at .321, and Caden Erickson at .300 round out the Cavaliers hitting over .300. On limited appearances, Ashton Kroll is hitting at .385, while Cole Timon is swinging the bat for a .333 average. The leading pitcher thus far for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner, who has a 3-1 record with a 2.52 ERA, which includes a no-hitter. Eli Rathke is right behind with a 2-1 record and a whip of 2.25. Aiden Ecker is 1-0 with an ERA of 1.17, while Lucas Cosley has picked up a save and is pitching with an ERA of 1.12. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
All right. Once again, today we're at the Goat Coffee House talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to step out of league play to take on the Plum City Blues. But before we get to that game, let's take a look back at last weekend where the Cavaliers swept a doubleheader from the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Your comments about that Cavalier effort?
Oh, we had great pitching performances by two guys there and a couple of clutch hits, and it was a good weekend overall, I'd say.
Now, in that game, the Cavs, you kind of hinted at it, finally came through with the run support that you've been looking for all year. Your thoughts about the hitting performance?
Yeah, I wish we would have got a few more runs for Acker, but, you know, in the end, we got clutch hit for him. So, yeah, I'm happy with the way the guys are swinging the bat. It looks like we're starting to come together a little bit with up and down the lineup. Even missing a couple pieces on Sunday and stuff like that, but yeah, I really like the approach at the plate.
Now, in both games, the Cavaliers got really strong pitching performances from Andrew Milner, and then in some respects, he almost got outshined by Aiden Ecker in Game 2. Ecker ended up in a classic pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
And sometimes you end up in those, and he held up really, really well, went 6 2/3, and then, like you said, Cavaliers got the clutch hit and put him over the top. But your comments about the pitching overall on the weekend?
I was really happy with it. I mean, we knew what we were getting from Millie. That's what we get from him all the time, you know, type of thing. And Ecker's new to the team. That's just the second time he's been on the mound for us. You know, just threw a single inning against Hudson. So I was really happy with the way he kind of battled through everything. You know, put a few guys on here and there, but was in the strike zone most of the day. Couldn't locate a curveball at all, he said. So he's basically just throwing fastballs by him, and that worked out pretty good for him. But, you know, in the end, I wanted to get him the win, most importantly for us and for him. But, you know, I loved the way he didn't want to come off the mound in the seventh. So it is what it is, but he got his win, so that's good.
And I seem to recall a week ago when we were talking about him getting the start in that second game, you were saying, let's hope he throws a surprise. That's what you got.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we know he's a good pitcher, but to shut down a team like those guys in Jim Falls, I mean, they're good hitters over there and stuff like that, and he basically kept them off the scoreboard for almost 7 innings, so it was good. I was really happy to see what I saw from him.
Now, today the Cavaliers are going to take on the Plum City Blues. They play out of the St. Croix Valley League. They've gotten off to a rough start, but don't let that fool anybody because they make annual appearances in the WBA tournament. So what can you tell us about the Blues?
I don't know much about them, to tell you the truth. I know they just played a tournament a couple weeks ago. I think a couple Eau Claire guys and maybe the CRBL teams went up there and played some non-conference stuff against them. So they probably played some pretty tough competition. I think this is the first time I've coached against them. I don't know if we played them in my tenure, but we got them. You know, we got them in Plum and then at our house this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys. We know a couple of past players from them. My next door neighbor is one of them, so it's kind of fun that way. So hopefully it turns out to be a good little fun game. And
it is a non-league game. Who's getting the call to the mound?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think we're just going to do one of those fun little kitchen sink things.
Okay.
And we're going to go from there. A couple innings here, a couple innings there. You know, we got to wait just
So
to see.
rather than a starter, you may have an opener.
Yeah, basically. That's what we're gonna look at. You know, it's a non-conference game. You know how I treat those. So yeah, we're gonna fine-tune some stuff and see what we can do because we got some pretty important games coming up.
Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can open this weekend by tuning up and preparing for the push in the CRBL.
I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire. With Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Welcome back to In the Dugout as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Plum City Blues. Now, looking around the Chippewa River Baseball League, several games were played this week, including on Wednesday, the Beef River Bullfrogs squaring off against the Augusta Athletics, with each team looking for their first CRBL win of the season, and it was the Bullfrogs who came out on top 6-3. Also on Wednesday, the Tilden Tigers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks met at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, with each team trying to keep the pressure on CRBL North leading Cadott Red Sox. It was the Lumberjacks squeaking out a 2-1 victory in that game. Now yesterday, the Whitehall Whitetails journeyed to Osseo to face the Merchants, and we'll have that score for you during today's game. That leaves the CRBL standings coming into Friday at the following. In the North Division, in first place at 7-0 are the Cadott Red Sox. Just 2.5 games back at 5-3 are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. And in third place are the Tilden Tigers at 2-3 and 4 games out. In fourth place are the 2-6 Jim Falls Sturgeons, while in fifth are the Bloomer Woodticks. Now in the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears sit in first at 6-1, while the Cavaliers are in second at 5-2 and are only 1 game out. In a virtual tie for third place are the 4-4 Osseo Merchants along with the 3-3 Whitehall Whitetails. Both teams are 2.5 games off the pace. The 1-2 Beef River Bullfrogs are in fifth and 3 games out, and the 0-6 Augusta Athletics are in sixth, 5.5 games back. Today, the only game involving a CRBL team is the Cavaliers traveling to Legion Field in Plum City to face the Plum City Blues. Now, tomorrow, the CRBL has a full slate of games, most of which are doubleheaders, including the Jim Falls Sturgeons traveling to Spangberg Field in Strum to play 2 against the Beef River Bullfrogs, while the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks will host the Eau Claire Bears in a twin bill at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. It will be the Tilden Tigers traveling to John Soine Field in Osseo for a doubleheader against the Osseo Merchants, while the Augusta Athletics welcome the Bloomer Woodticks for 2 games to Jan Kruger Field in Augusta. The CRBL's only single game features the Cavaliers taking on the Cadott Red Sox. And although this game is being played in Cadott, the Cavaliers will be the home team due to a scheduling conflict at Carson Park. Now coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
kind of music? What kind of jazz? Yeah, see now, if I heard exactly, yeah.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so
Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love, your mind.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will step out of CRBL play to take on a team from the St. Croix Valley League in the Plum City Blues. Although the Cavaliers showed great signs of the bats waking up last weekend, they'll need to build on that in order to be prepared to keep pace with the Eau Claire Bears, who are leading in the CRBL South. So the Cavaliers are preparing to push in the Chippewa River Baseball League and fine-tune the small details while playing the Plum City Blues. And we'll have all the action of today's game for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at Legion Field in Plum City as we get ready to bring you today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Plum City Blues. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Here we go, feeling the fire. Cavalier spirit,
NLWN-TV proudly presents Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers as they defend their Chippewa River Baseball League title.
Under the lights where legends are born, diamond warriors with heart that's worn, uniform shining, proud on the field, a title to defend, a promise revealed. Cavalier champions, hear the crowd roar, defending our title, we're hungry for more.
So now, let's go out to the ballpark in today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game.
With victory in sight and a future so bright, together we rise, Cavalier spirit in flight.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Legion Field in Plum City. Kayla, go tell them to settle down. We're online. And well, let's see, Rick Olson here along with Jay Fall, Kaylin Olson on the computer, and Jacob Seaton is on the camera. And he's kind of getting everything settled in with the camera. And we are getting ready for the game between the Cavaliers and the Plum City Blues. And we do have an umpire here, and I think we're getting really close to getting ready to get things started. So while we do that, Jay, why don't you fill us in on who's playing?
Okay, the Cavaliers are the visiting team here at Legion Park. So starting off for them in the batting order will be number 11, Brayton Tillman. He will be playing out in center field. Xavier Bemnister is the number 2. He wears number 4. Designated hitter Caden Erickson is in the 3rd spot. At shortstop, wearing number 6. Cleanup, again, Sam Knickerbocker, the catcher, number 35. Followed by Carter Veith, who's the extra hitter, number 17. Cade Mueller is the 3rd baseman, number 47. Riley Gopinski is batting 7th. He's the 2nd baseman, wears number 13. Jerome Delikowski is at first base today. He wears number 44. Ryan Hull is the left fielder at number 5. And then in the 9th position, or 10th position, is Trenton Palmer. He's playing right field and wears number 22. On the mound for the Cavaliers today is Aiden Ecker. The host, Plum City Blues, leading off will be Landon Lampman, the pitcher, number 9. Followed up by Maddox Stewart, the shortstop, number 20. Mitch Thomas, the first baseman, is wearing number 23. Cleanup batter is Connor Ducklow. He plays center field, number 18. Fifth batter is Cody Brunkow. He is at second base, wearing number 32. Luke Sedin is the left fielder, he is the third baseman, number 39. Jake Beckel is the catcher, wearing number 19. At the 8th position is Andrew Mumm. He's out in right field, wearing number 22. And Eli Ganslicker is in the 9th position for the Blues. He is in left field, wearing 13. And on the mound for the Blues is Landon Lampman.
And Jay, you know, a lot of those names are very familiar to our mouths because many of these guys played on the Elmwood Plum City Wolves in high school, and some of them are also with the Spring Valley Cardinals. And we ended up calling a lot of these names in high school football and basketball over the years.
Yeah, it's great that towns, Eau Claire, Plum City, and that sort of thing, have the opportunities for these athletes to continue to play. And they, when they could be opponents in high school, they end up being teammates when they're here. And there's just a great feel to hometown ball, and the Blues play in the St. Croix Valley League, so they had to face like the River Falls Fish, and had a tough time with them in their last outing, 12-0. Cavaliers taking that doubleheader.
Everybody has a tough time with the River Falls Fighting Fish. And you also commented before we went on the air how nice it is to go to these small town ballparks, which are really quaint, and they're all unique with their own quirks and everything. Here we're set in a tree-lined area that it's kind of dug out of the woods almost, it seems like. And it's colorful, and the concession stand is really good. I had one of their brats. The brats are simmering in beer as we speak, and beer and kraut, and they pull it out, and I had to put a little kraut on. I put a little good mustard on that. That was a meal unto itself.
Perfect. You have a perfect Saturday summer lunch right there.
That absolutely, ballpark lunch if nothing else.
Yeah.
And want to remind fans in the CRBL that in the CRBL we do have a top dog competition that the Northern Light Webcasting Network runs, and we'll get back into that competition when we get back into league play tomorrow when we're over in Cadott. So getting things started for the Cavaliers is Brayton Tillman as he steps to the plate. Tillman batting .364. Lampman delivers, and it's inside for a ball. The St. Croix Valley League uses a single umpire, whereas the CRBL uses 2. And the 1-0 pitch is a ground ball over to second, picked up, toss over to first, and it's in time for the out. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister, the designated hitter, batting .321.
So the man in the powder blue is going to get a workout today. Beautiful afternoon in Plum City.
And the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Bemnister got off to a little bit of a slow start at the beginning of the season, but he's built that average back up. 2 balls, no strikes now. There's a curveball that missed outside. And the pitch. That's inside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Xavier Bemnister. Lampman delivers, and there's a strike at the knees. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. That's going to fall in. And Bemnister gets a Texas League single out into center field. That'll bring up Caden Erickson, batting .300.
Found a little gap right over second base, hit that ball well.
And Brunko just couldn't get over there. There's a pitch inside to Erickson. Legion Field is 308 down the left field line, 320 to the power alley. 330 to a high fence, swing and a miss. In center field, it's 360 to the power alley in right and 321 to the right field foul pole. Lampman's pitch, curveball high.
We're positioned right behind the left-hand hitter's batter's box, right behind the fence, so those foul tips get close.
Yeah. We do have a nice screen in front of us.
Yes.
And the pitch outside. Lampman looking in for the side. Now he looks over at first and delivers. That's outside for ball 4. Erickson draws a walk. And the Cavs have runners on first and second. That'll bring up Sam Knickerbocker, leading the team in hitting at .414. Lampman's at the belt. And the pitch. That was high for a ball. Landon Lampman having a little trouble finding his strike zone. And the pitch. There's a high fly ball out into center field. Coming over and making the catch is Ducklow. Connor Ducklow. For the second out, it'll bring up Carter Veith. Carter Veith batting .400. And that pitch caught the outside corner. Veith is the extra hitter today. Pitches inside, throw down to third. And in safely is Bemnister. Erickson also took second on the play. And the pitch, that's outside. Pitch. That's high for a ball. Unfortunately, the scoreboard does not show balls and strikes. 3-1, I think he said. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full.
70 degrees, south-southeast wind, 6 to 10 miles an hour, and cloudy.
We're getting every bit of that 10 right now.
Yep.
Wind's blowing across the field from left to right. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Carter Veith goes down swinging, and the Cavaliers go down in the top of the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 were left on base. We've played a half inning, and we have the Cavaliers nothing, and the Blues coming to bat on
NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
And we're back here at Legion Field in Plum City. A light overcast. It does kind of feel like it's going to rain today.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that it passes.
I would agree. Leading things off for the Blues will be the pitcher, Landon Lampman. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively, at third base is Caden Mueller, and then Caden Erickson is at short. Riley Gopinski is at second, and Jerome Delikowski is at first. Sam Knickerbocker behind the plate, and the first pitch is a ball. Hull, Tillman, and Palmer out in the outfield, and Aiden Ecker on the mound, coming off his victory in that Cavalier doubleheader sweep. The second pitch was fouled back to the screen. 1-1 is the count. Ecker winds and delivers. Just a hair low. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the high fastball. That's going to bring up Maddox Stewart. And there's a high pop-up out into center field. Tillman ranging over, and he does not make the catch out by the fence. And Maddox Stewart comes up with a double. That'll bring up Mitch Thomas. Thomas listed on the information they gave us as one of the leading hitters for the Plum City Blues. Shows bunt, offers, doesn't get it. He's got a grin on his face like, yeah, I know I missed that one. And the pitch is high and away for a ball. Thomas, the first baseman. There's a pop foul out of play. Thomas, the first baseman. Sounds like a children's book. Thomas the Engine or something like that. There's a high pop up out into shallow center field. Erickson back and he makes the catch. That'll bring up Connor Ducklow.
Looks like that last foul ball went behind the barbed wire into the field.
I see a young man going to try and figure out a way to get over and get it. He got it. You know, they'll do anything for that little lollipop or whatever they get at the concession stand. There's a strike called.
Well, they offered me a Tootsie Roll to get it off of the football field at Stout when the women were playing softball.
There's a line shot. Stabbed by Erickson. A diving catch by Caden Erickson.
That was a great play. Got there right in time and ended up getting both of those last ones. Great defense.
So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played an inning and we have no score from Legion Field in Plum City on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Back here at Legion Field, and operating the computer today is Kaylin Olson, who went to high school with Caden Erickson, and they were in a play together where they played a married couple in this show, and she was the proud, dutiful stage wife for and I am getting a look from her right now. It's okay. He made a great play at shortstop.
I'm gonna tell my real husband.
So leading off the second inning for the Cavaliers, Cade Mueller, batting 176. That pitch just missed outside. Ball 1 from Landon Lampman. And the pitch. Must have been a hair high. And the pitch. That was inside for ball 3. Here's the pitch. There's the get me over pitch. Right at the knees. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. And ball 4. That's the second walk given up by Lampman. That'll bring up Riley Gopinski, who's batting .211. Playing second base. And that pitch caught the outside corner for strike 1. And the pitch. Pop up, out of play. And that's why we moved the car after we unloaded it, because that's right about where the ball hit. And the throw over to first. Back in safely is Mueller. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Landon Lampman. And it'll bring up Jerome Delikowski. He's batting $158. And that pitch is high and away for ball 1. And the pitch, that's high. Beckel took a look down toward first with Mueller taking a pretty good secondary lead. And there's a called strike. Lampman looks over at first. Check swing, it's down low, and down to second goes Mueller. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards short. Stabbed there by Stewart. Throw to first, and it's in time. That'll bring up Ryan Hall with 2 outs. Hall batting .167. And that pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch, there's a fly ball foul on the right side. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Here goes the pitch, and a fly ball out in right field, and it's going to go foul.
2 for the road.
We're in the top of the second inning, no score. Cavs have a runner on second, that's Cade Mueller. And the pitch. Curveball missed and it got away. Actually, it may have gotten Mueller or gotten Hall. I think that's it. Otherwise, Mueller would have been off on that ball that got away. So we'll put it down as a hit by pitch. Brings up Trenton Palmer, batting .158. Pitch is outside for a ball. Lampman looking in, checks at second, and now delivers. There's a strike. Change up right down the middle of the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Cavs go down quietly in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 were left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's no score from Plum City on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
And we're taking a quick peek at the weather radar, and skies are starting to look a little more threatening off to the west.
Looks like there's something coming up from Red Wing heading this way. Moderate rain, nothing severe that we can see.
Well, this hopefully we don't, you know, maybe we'll get 5 innings in before it starts to rain, so it's at least an official game. Getting things started in the bottom of the second inning for the Plum City Blues will be Cody Brunko, and then Luke Sedin and Jake Beckel. So Cody Brunko stepping to the plate. Aiden Ecker into his motion, and he delivers ground ball over towards first. Flip over to Ecker, and that's a 3-1 covering put out. Delikowski flipping to Ecker. 1 pitch, 1 out, brings up Luke Sedin, the third baseman. And the pitch. There's a strike at the knees. Ecker winds and delivers. There's a hard shot ball out into right field. Sedin is going to check in at first. That'll bring up Jake Beckel. Beckel, the catcher. Swing and a miss for a strike. I remember this guy playing both football and basketball for the EPC Wolves. He was big, strong then. He's only gotten bigger and stronger. Pitch is high. And the pitch, high pop foul out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. And there's a line shot out into right field. Sedin heading over to third, and he checks in there as Beckel gets a base hit. Back-to-back singles puts runners on the corners for the Blues.
So, with one out, a strikeout or a double play would be really big right now. And there's a strike on the outside corner to Andrew Mumm, the right fielder. Breeze is picking up. Swing and a miss, strike two. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. And Mumm goes down on a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Eli Gansluckner, this left fielder, steps to the plate. And there's a chopper foul down the first base line. Sammy Knickerbocker and the umpire are having a tough time keeping the ball off the ground.
They were talking about that.
There's a strike at the letters. No balls, two strikes.
Something about a tough time.
And the 0-2 pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen again. Count holds at 2-2.
Landon Lampman, the pitcher, serving as ball boy as well.
Well, that's the rule of thumb for the on-deck hitter. And there's a strike three called. He got the corner. And for the Blues, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 were left on base. And we've played 2, and we have no score from Plum City on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, June 8th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Cadott Red Sox from Cadott High School Field in Cadott, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 o'clock noon. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 8th on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
I want to remind you that the summer hours at the Chippewa Valley Museum are now in effect. Check out cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, coming up on Monday, the Chippewa Valley Museum, in partnership with Chippewa River Trolley Tours, will present the first of 4 trolley tours in Eau Claire. You'll visit the key sites and discover significant people from Eau Claire's Nordic past. Tickets must be purchased in advance, and you can call 715-552-0457. That's 715-552-0457 for tickets or information. So we go to the top of the 3rd inning with no score from Plum City. And we lead off the top of the 3rd with the top of the order, Brayton Tillman. Tillman grounded to second his first time up. Of course, his last time up, there's a called strike.
his last time up in Jim Falls. That ball went flying over the right field fence. And there's another called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Landon Lampman on the mound, and there's a pop-up, shallow center field, back and making the catch is Stewart. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister, who singled to center field his last time up, one of those little Texas League singles. It's the only hit for the Cavs so far. That pitch was low. And that one was inside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Xavier Bemnister. Lampman delivers. And that was a curveball missed. 3 balls, no strikes. Lampman fires. There's a ground ball over to third. Scooped up, throw over to first is in time. Sedin over to Thomas for the putout. That'll bring up Caden Erickson, who drew a walk his last time up. Swing and a miss. Erickson had thoughts about that big old tree out beyond the left field fence. There's a curveball high and away for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a strike at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes to Caden Erickson. Lampman at the belt and delivers. Erickson grounds it over to third. Snag. In fact, it was a soft liner snagged by Stewart. And that'll do it for the Cavaliers as they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We have played 2.5, and there is no score from Plum City on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Getting ready to head into the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Cavaliers and the Plum City Blues are scoreless. And due up for the Blues are top of the order, Landon Lampman, Maddox Stewart, and Mitch Thomas. Lampman struck out swinging his last time up. Aiden Ecker into his motion and delivers. There's a ground ball over towards second. Throw to first in time. Ecker tried to stab it, couldn't, but Kapinski, fielding his position well, got it and sent it over to Delikowski for the out. That'll bring up Maddox Stewart. Stewart doubled his last time up. Way out by the fence. Tillman couldn't quite get there. There's a strike called at the belt. And the pitch. That one's chopped foul. And the pitch. Ground ball. It bounces over Ecker's head. Picked up by Gopinski. High throw. And they got him. Gopinski had to hurry his throw. It took Dilakowski up off the bag, but he came down just in time. That hop that it took just about took Ecker's head off. That's going to bring up Mitch Thomas, who popped out to Caden Erickson at short. A swing and a miss for strike one. Ecker delivers. That's high for a ball. And there's a ground ball over to third. Picked up by Mueller. Long throw to first. And it got by Dilakowski. I think he had that beat out anyway, Jay.
Yeah, it looked like it.
So that's going to be an infield hit for Mitch Thomas. And it'll bring up Connor Ducklow. Blues out hitting the Cavaliers today 4-1. Ecker delivers. There's a chopper foul right at the plate. Ecker delivers. And there's a ground ball over to third. And Mueller just basically ate it. It took a while to get to him. And Ducklow has pretty good speed, so that's also going to be an infield hit. That's going to bring up Cody Brunko. 2 on, 2 out. Ecker looks at second and delivers. That's down low for a ball. Ball got away from Knickerbocker, but he kept it near enough to prevent anything from happening on the bases. And the pitch. There's a high pop up out of play. Pitch. Line shot out into center field. It's going to fall in. 1 run rounds third and is coming in. And so in to score is Mitch Thomas on a RBI single to center field. And the Plum City Blues have a 1-0 lead in this one. And the pitch. There's a high pop up out of the play. 3 consecutive hits has led to 1 run for the Blues. Runners on the corners. That one's down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Luke Sedin, who singled to right his last time up. And the pitch. High pop foul out of play. And the pitch. Oh, that just missed. It was called high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Blues, they picked up 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 3, and it's the Plum City Blues 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And back here in Plum City, Cavaliers trailing the Plum City Blues 1-0 as we head into the 4th inning. And to take us for the next several innings, here's Jay Fall.
Thanks, Rick. So Knickerbocker, Veith, and Mueller are the hitters for the Cavs here in the top of the 4th. Cavs trailing 1-0. Landon Lampman still on the mound for the Plum City Blues. And Knickerbocker, being the catchers, had some a lot of conversation with the solo umpire here.
It was over who can't hang on to the ball the worst.
Last time he was up, Sam flew out to center field. And the first pitch high and a ball.
Blues out hitting the Cavs 6-1.
Next throw comes in, and that is a strike, 1-1.
No, they called it a ball.
Oh, they did, okay.
They say it was inside.
Next one in, there's a strike. Just jumped the gun a little bit. One and two count to Knickerbocker. In comes the pitch. Knickerbocker with a shot to the infield and in time on a 4-3 play. Sam Knickerbocker, 1 down for the Cavs. And Carter Veith, the extra hitter today for the Cavaliers, steps in. Carter struck out last time he was up in the first inning. We're in the top of the 4th. Cavs trailing 1-0. Throw in by Lampman. High and outside for ball 1.
That was a curveball that didn't want to break.
Lampman throws. That one goes in. Fouled out for strike 1, sorry. 1-1 the count. And the pitch, Nice hit out to left center. Going back to get it is Ducklow, and
it's going to be close.
It's going to be at second, and the ball thrown out there. And that is a double to center for Carter Veith.
Yeah, the throw into Bronco. Bronco couldn't hang on to it because they had a shot at getting Carter Veith coming into second. Veith does have good speed.
And so Cade Mueller, the Cavs third baseman, up, and he walked and stole a base last time he was up 2 innings ago in the second. Lampman looks back, and a strike to Cade Mueller. Mueller takes a quick peek back, throws that one into the dirt, and heading to third is Veith, and he gets there standing up.
That would be a wild pitch, I believe, that got him over there because it was down in the dirt.
So the count 1-1 to Mueller as Veith now out on third. In comes the throw, that one low, and for ball 2. Veith takes a couple of steps off, closer to Ryan Bemnister. And the next one, that popped up to the infield, and calling it at first, that one, a fly out to the first baseman, Thomas. And that is going to leave Veith at third, and Riley Kapinski, second baseman. Now up for the Cavaliers. Kapinski struck out last time he was up, also in the second inning. Lampman throws that one high for a ball. Ball 1.
Well, pardon the pun, but it'd be really nice to see Kapinski hit a gap right now.
Yeah, yes it would. And he rolls that one down the third baseline, and the throw goes over to first.
Oh, very close play.
In time. And so for the Cavaliers in the top of the fourth, no runs off 1 hit, no Blues errors, and 1 runner left. Score at the end of 3.5 innings of play. The Plum City Blues 1, the Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing. You're watching it on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, June 8th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Cadott Red Sox from Cadott High School Field in Cadott, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 o'clock noon. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 8th on NLWN-TV.
Welcome back to Legion Park in Plum City. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning, and coming up for the home team, the Plum City Blues, are Jake Beckel, Andrew Mumm, and Eli Gansluckner. And Beckel had a base hit out to right the last time he was up and looked at strike 1. Blues lead 1-0. And the second one fouled as well, or fouled for strike 2.
Not to jinx him at all, but Aiden Ecker showing good control as of late.
And that one fouled into the fence right in front of us. 0-2. Join us tomorrow on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavs taking on the Cadott Red Sox from the high school field in Cadott.
Oh, that got him.
And that one got him in the left shoulder, so Jake Beckel going to first base.
All right. Announcer's jinx. I just got done saying he's got good control, and it puts him right off his shoulder.
Even though the game will be in Cadott tomorrow, the Cavaliers are the home team due to a scheduling conflict at Carson Park. Coverage will begin at noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play. Show and bunt there, and that one, I think, bounced off the left shin guard of Knickerbocker. Yeah.
Yeah, it bounced off of something.
Clicked.
Knickerbockers.
Yeah. One nothing. Throw goes in. Shows bunt again. Back to first. Ended up in right field, but Beckel's going to stay put there.
Yeah, he dove back into the bag, which was probably a good move on his part because although the throw got away from Knickerbocker, he was caught quite a ways off the bag. That's the reason he wasn't able to advance.
Ecker in. Shows bunt again, and
that one went off the umpire.
Yeah.
And he's going to walk that off as Sam Knickerbocker went out to and
getting all kinds of support.
Yeah, lots of support for.
Oh, they're naming names now in Plum City.
I feel way better now.
Oh, gotta love small town ball. He's okay. Didn't send the trainer out, so. Andrew Mum going to step back in. Mum, the outfielder, looked at another strike. And that's it for him.
That's the second time he's struck out.
Yep.
Fifth strikeout for Aiden Ecker.
Eli Gansluckner is the batter now for the Blues. Left fielder, and he struck out the last time as well. And a strike goes in there for 0-1. Breeze is backed off a little bit. That one goes in. Ball one. That one went low. So Beckel still on first after being hit by that pitch. And the throw comes in again. And
got him in the elbow.
Yeah. So that is the second batter that Ecker has hit. So Beckel moves to second. And we're to the top of the order for the Blues. Landon Lampman, the pitcher, is up. He struck out in the first and was thrown out at first from second. And bunts it into the infield and moves everybody around.
He sent it just to the third base side of the mound, and Ecker coming off his natural follow-through takes him to the first base side. So there, and the ball just died out in the grass. There was absolutely no play the Cavaliers had.
So laid that one down well. And Maddox Stewart, the shortstop, who had a double to center and was thrown out at first from second in his last two at-bats. That one goes outside for ball one.
Bases loaded. One out.
Blues are up 1-0. And that one goes foul down the left field line.
Nothing more than a loud strike.
1-1 the count, 1 out for the Blues. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-1 the count. Breeze let up for a while.
Yeah, you had
Blowing
to
in
say
again.
something, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you know why we're jinxing stuff. And that one heads toward the concession stand. Out of play. 1-2. 1 out. Ecker's throw again. That one will be fouled out.
Off the roof of the concession
yeah,
stand.
that one
time.
was more than just going. It nailed it.
Of course, it always sounds a little more spectacular off that steel roof they have on the concession stand.
And a shot goes to the shortstop. Throw to the plate, out, and the throw to first. Good for the double play and keeps a run from scoring. So let's see.
It's a 6-2-3 double play.
So there are no runs for the Blues off a hit, no Cavaliers errors, and there were 2 left. Score at the end of 3.5 innings of play are 4.5 innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers trail the Plum City Blues 1-0 on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
And we have a little bit of a correction to make. It was Cade Mueller that started that double play, so it goes in the book as a 5-2-3 double play. It doesn't matter, it got the Cavaliers out of the inning.
So as we start inning 5, it will be Jerome Delikowski, Ryan Hull, and Landon Lampman. Batters 8, 9, and 10 to start things off here at the top of the 5th. Plum City Blues, the host team, lead the Cavs 1-0. Delikowski looks at strike 1. And strike 2, as Lampman has been finding the spot here. 0-2. That one high. Ball 1.
Tried to get him to chase that curveball just out of the zone.
That pitch goes over Lampman's head, over to second base. Delikowski heading there, and the throw in time.
No, he dropped the ball.
No, he dropped. Oh, okay.
Delikowski's safe. That's going to be an E3, I believe.
So Delikowski on. And stepping in now, Ryan Hull, who was hit by a pitch the last time he was batting in the second inning. First pitch high, ball 1. Velikowski takes a couple of steps off. In comes the pitch, swing and a miss, strike one.
Chased one just out of the zone up high that time, and he knew it as soon as he swung the bat.
1-1 the count. That pitch into the dirt. Low ball 2. 1-2 the count. Velikowski a couple steps off first. Lampman looks over, checks. In comes the pitch, that one high and inside, ball 3. Lampman, quick look, and that one popped up, and it is fly out at first.
And the pitter patter starts falling on the roof of the awning that we have set up. This is why we covered our cameras and encoder boxes in plastic bags.
Another good move for NLWN. That pitch going behind Palmer, ball 1. Palmer struck out last time he batted in the second inning for the Cavs. Just some showers, swing, strike 1. So just a few drops, raindrops. Looked at strike 2. 2-1 the count. We're in the top of the 5th, and the Blues lead 1-0. That one tipped foul back into the fence. And that ball, a hit to the second base area, throw to second covers it.
So Palmer gets on a fielder's choice. 4-6.
Top of the order now for the Cavs. In the top of the 5th, Brayton Tillman, the center fielder, who flew out to the shortstop and was thrown out at first the last couple of times he batted for the Cavaliers. Pitch comes in, that one popped up, and going back to get it, the catcher, Beckel, caught it. And that ends the inning for the Cavs. So there were no runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left. Score at the end of 4 1/2 innings of play is the Plum City Blues 1, the Eau Claire Cavaliers 0 on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to Plum City. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the host Plum City Blues coming up to bat. Connor Ducklow, Cody Brunkow, and Luke Sedin are the first 3 batters for the Blues here in the bottom of the 5th.
Actually, I think Mitch Thomas. Yeah, Mitch Thomas is leading things off.
Oh, okay.
And the rain has started again.
And that one high. But at the shoulders, strike one. That one high and outside. Ecker throws one low, but Thomas took a big swing at that one for strike two. 2-2. And that one goes low for ball three. Full count to Mitch Thomas. A few more raindrops here coming in the fifth. And that one goes to the shortstop, and it was a great grab by Erickson. One down. Connor Ducklow now comes up.
Erickson's had a big day over there at shortstop defensively with the diving stop earlier to end the first inning, and then this one.
And Connor Ducklow was the batter when that happened. And that one a shot to right field, and that one is fielded by Palmer for out number two.
That one looked like it had Palmer fooled a little bit. He took a couple steps in, then had to backpedal really fast.
So two down in the bottom of the fifth. Cody Brunkow, the second baseman, now steps in.
Brunkow with the only RBI in the game.
Ball one.
He drove in Mitch Thomas a couple innings ago.
And before that, he was thrown out at first base. 2 balls. 0-2, 2 outs for the Blues. And that one caught the edge for strike one. 1-2. Blues with a 1-0 lead over the Cavaliers. And swinging, strike two. 2-2. Light rain, and that one is going to right field again, and Palmer there to get it to end the Blues inning. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was one left. Nobody left. Okay.
In fact, that's the first 1-2-3 inning that Ecker had the good fortune to pitch for.
And so at the end of 5 innings of play, it's still the Plum City Blues 1, the Eau Claire Cavaliers 0 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
We come into the top of the 6th inning, where it continues to rain lightly. But this one's close. The Blues lead the Cavs 1-0. And it's Xavier Bemnister, Caden Erickson, and Sam Knickerbocker to start out for the 6th inning for the Cavs. Xavier Bemnister, the designated hitter, And that one hit to the shortstop, throw to first, and not in time.
That's going to be an infield hit for Bemnister. That's a 2-hit day for Xavier.
Yes. And Caden Erickson is up next. He walked and flew out to the third baseman. And that one ball in the dirt. 0-1.
Yeah, that was a sharp line drive over to third base, over to Sedin.
And that one high for ball 2.
Keep expecting Erickson to break loose any second now.
0-2 pitch coming up. Lampman throws it in. It gets by the catcher, and it is so Bemnister moves over to second.
And that again is a wild pitch.
.30 count as Palmer looks back, and that one goes behind Erickson, so he's on with a walk.
That's the second free pass for Caden Erickson today.
Sam Knickerbocker, the cleanup batter, the catcher, now in as it rain continues a little more. That one high for ball 1. Yeah, the raindrops are more pronounced now. Runners on first and second. 1-0. Cavaliers down 1-0, top of the 6th. And Bemnister looks at a strike, or Knickerbocker, sorry. And another ball, that one looking close. But counts 2-1. Knickerbocker leans back a little bit. Lampman takes a look, and then Knickerbocker ends up fouling that pitch. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. And that one didn't make it to the field. And swing and a miss for strike 3, headed to third, and he made it.
So gives Bemnister a stolen base of third, Erickson a stolen base of second, and Knickerbocker goes down swinging. That was actually a swing to protect the runners more than anything.
And in now Carter Veith, who struck out and had a double.
Be nice to see him pick up another one, because that would score 2 runs.
Pitch comes in, swing and a miss for strike 1, 1-1.
That ball came all the way back to the backstop, but Bemnister stayed at third.
Beckel back to get it. Lampman and Beckel getting some extra steps here. Runners on second and third for the Cavs. Top of the 6th, Blues lead 1-0. And a strike floats in for Veith. 1-2. Tying run on third, lead run on second for the Cavaliers. And a shot out to left field, in for a base hit. And Bemnister scores and headed toward the plate, and Erickson in as well as the throw not made, and the Cavaliers go up 2-1.
So give Veith a 2 RBI single, and then he went to second on the throw to the plate. And the Cavaliers take the lead.
One out for the Cavs, and in is Cade Mueller, who flew out to first and walked the last couple of times he batted. That one being popped up, and going to get that one is Beckel. 2 away for the Cavaliers, but not before they take the lead. 2-1 over the Plum City Blues.
We'll bring up Riley Gopinski.
He struck out and was thrown out at first from third. So Veith on second. Going back to take a look at him as Lampman, and that one fouled for strike one. Tomorrow, Cavs play the Cadott Red Sox up in Cadott, but it's a home game for the Cavs since there's a scheduling conflict at Carson Park. Coverage begins at noon with the In the Dugout show. And that pitch bounces short. Oh, and actually caught him on the elbow.
Actually caught him in the right about the knee on the bounce.
Okay. So
that's one of those 58-foot changeups that bounced harmlessly up into his knee.
And Jerome Delikowski.
2 runners on, and this, I can't think of a better time than now for the big guy to get a hold of one.
He got on by an error on the first baseman in the 4th inning and was thrown out at first in the 2nd inning. Delikowski looks at one high and outside. Ball 2. Cavaliers 2. Plum City Blues 1. As it continues to shower here. Coming down pretty steady now. And that one right at the knees for strike one. 2-1. 2 outs for the Cavs. Lampman looks, and Delikowski swings, and that one goes foul.
Cavaliers have kind of mixed feelings right now. This rain is getting pretty steady, but the Cavs just took the lead, which means they got to get through the bottom half of the inning for that lead to stick.
And over to the shortstop, throw goes by him. Coming in is Carter Veith.
That's an error on the shortstop. And Veith comes in to score. There's no RBI awarded on that.
It puts Gopinski on third. The rain comes down.
It's actually coming down pretty hard right now.
Ryan Hull, he got on, hit by a pitch, and flew out to first in his last 2 at-bats. That one goes into the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1. 2 outs. Cavs lead 3-1. We are in the top of the 6th inning. And that ball chopped on the infield and ends up going foul for strike 2. Delikowski on first, Gopinski on third. Landon Lampman, Blues pitcher, takes a quick look over to first. Delikowski a couple steps on third, and swing and a miss to end the inning. So we have 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and we had 2 left on. Score at the end of 5 and a half innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers take the lead 3-1 over the Plum City Blues. You're watching it on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
It is the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is 3-1. The Eau Claire Cavaliers leading the Plum City Blues. Rain coming down, and the Cavaliers here want to keep the Blues off the base path.
They really
could end up winning this one.
They want to make quick work of this.
Yeah.
Because, as the rule says, since the Cavaliers took the lead in the top half of the 6th, those runs don't count until the 6th inning is complete.
And that one low for a ball. 1-1 the count. Eau Claire Cavaliers 3, Plum City Blues 1. Pitch comes in. That one fouled back toward the concession stand for strike 2. Aiden Ecker so far has gone the distance for the Cavaliers, as has Landon Lampman for the Blues. That one low and outside.
That was a breaking
for ball 2.
That was a breaking ball. Looked like a changeup on the outside edge and just dove away from the plate.
Rain coming down pretty steady now. And that one just caught the corner at the knees outside for strike 3. So one down in the Blues 6th inning, and Jake Beckel, the catcher, now up. Cavaliers scored 3 in the top half of this past inning to take the lead. That ball low, ball 1.
So Beckel has 2 hits, one that he provided to the ball and one the ball provided to him.
And that pitch high, ball 2. Rain coming down steady now. Ecker with a pitch. That ball hit to the shortstop Stewart, and he goes out to Erickson. And that throw to Delikowski pulled him off the bag, so he made it.
That's an error on Erickson. That ball took a crazy hop out of the infield. That was something that Erickson should have been able to field about waist high. Instead, he had to get it right around the top of his hat.
So Andrew Mummin has struck out twice. Ecker would like nothing more than to take him himself there. That ball low for ball 1. 1-0, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, Cavs lead 3-1 over the Plum City Blues. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1. Beckel on first. Ecker looks over toward him. That pitch goes right down the pipe for strike 2. Mum looking over at third. Beckel still on first. Throw goes back there. Gets back in time. Ball gets loose. Delikowski has to go back to get it.
Again, Beckel diving back into the base, so he didn't have a chance to advance.
1-2 the count. One and two count to Andrew Mumm. And that ball fouled, out of play. Rain and steady, quick check to first. That pitch high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Cavs 3, Blues 1. Blues led 1-0 through the top of this inning, and that ball into the dirt for ball 3. Looking at the payoff pitch now, 3-2 count to Andrew Mumm. Becca with a couple of steps off first. Wind up in the throw, and that one outside, and he gets free base.
That was very close. That's the first base on balls that Ecker has thrown.
And Ryan Bemnister goes out to talk with Ecker and the rest of the infield as the rain comes down.
And Plum City Blues manager Tony Garner coming out there. Evidently it's getting pretty muddy out there on the mound, and Ecker's digging mud out of his cleats right now.
Cavs trying to
off in big chunks of sod off the bottom of his cleats.
Might have to bring some more dirt in for the next game. Or get it raked up.
This is a critical thing for a pitcher because he's got to be able to land cleanly. It says, brings back memories of a game up in Jim Falls a number of years ago. And we talked about this last weekend when that was the game where Cole Timon hit what should have been a double out to the fence.
Oh, yeah.
And he spun out getting out of the batter's box because he literally was coming out of a puddle and just kind of slid about a fourth of the way down to first and then got up and ran. He managed to get to first, but in dry conditions, that would have clearly been a double. It looks like they're going to put a little quick dry out on the mound as well. So while they do that, why don't we take a quick break here on NLWN-TV.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
Summer hours at the Chippewa Valley Museum are now in effect. Check out cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families through Blue Star Museum's active duty military personnel, including National Guard and Reserves and their families, receive free admission to the museum. Swing and a miss.
Eli Gansluckner struck out looking and was hit by the pitch.
0-1. Rain lets up a little bit, and that one right down the middle for strike two. And Gansluckner looking at an 0-2 count. Now the rain lets up a little bit. And strike three looking. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th for the host Plum City Blues, and now Landon Lampman, the pitcher, steps in. He was got on by an error, thrown out at first, and struck out the other times that he batted in this game, lightening up a little bit, and that one high and outside for ball one. Beckel and Maman for the Blues as Ecker looks back. Check on Beckel, and that one goes right to the second baseman or the shortstop.
Caden Erickson coming over from short.
And so that ends the inning for the Blues. There are no runs, no hits, 1 error, and there were 2 left on. So at the end of 6 complete innings of play, it's the Eau Claire Cavaliers 3 and the Plum City Blues 1 on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-787.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Legion Park in Plum City, Wisconsin. The Eau Claire Cavaliers lead the Plum City Blues by a score of 3-1. We've had some rain here, but they're raking things up and getting it ready. And to take us the rest of the way, here's Rick Olson.
Jay, what did you say the temperature was when we started this game?
I think it was 71.
Well, we're down to 67, and it definitely feels, you can feel the coolness that has come through with that rain. Although the rain looks like it's pretty much, for the time being anyway, stopped. And so, to get things started for the Cavaliers in the top of the 7th inning, who now have a 3-1 lead, we have Trenton Palmer, followed by Brayton Tillman and Xavier Bemnister. So, Trenton Palmer steps in. He struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice, and the first pitch is a ball. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch is high. Landon Lampman still on the mound for the Blues. Both pitchers have gone the distance. Check swing, strike called. About letter high. So 2 balls and a strike. That was high and tight for ball 3. Trenton Palmer at the plate. And that one's down low for ball 4. Palmer draws the walk, takes us back to the top of the order. Brayton Tillman, who's had an 0 for 3 day today. Grounded to second, popped to short, and fouled out to the catcher. And that first pitch is a strike at the letters. And the pitch. There's a high pop-up, and that's gonna go caught over at third base by Sedin. Tillman is a little on the frustrated side. Brings up Xavier Bemnister, who's got a 2-hit day going. Single to center field. He also had an infield hit to short. And there's a ground ball over to second. Picked up there, and throw to first is in time. It does move Palmer over to second. So 2 down. Runner at second brings up Caden Erickson.
A lot of moisture in that infield as that ball, when it was hit, just kind of
died.
Died right into the dirt.
So the first pitch was a strike. Erickson's got the hat trick on line drive catches over at short. And the pitch. Erickson grounds it down the third baseline, foul. He pulled that one pretty hard. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And there's a soft fly ball over to second, and it's caught. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits, there were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
And we're back here at Legion Park in Plum City, and Cavs have a couple changes defensively behind the plate now, actually switching spots with Sam Knickerbocker's Carter Veith. Veith was the extra hitter, he becomes the catcher. Knickerbocker was the catcher, becomes the extra hitter. Hopefully you followed all that. And on the mound for the Cavaliers is Xavier Bemnister, so the Cavaliers have burned the designated hitter. And numbers for Aiden Ecker, he went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, it was earned, on 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, and walked 1. Bemnister into his motion, and he delivers. That's high for a ball. He hasn't seen a lot of time on the mound recently. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball over to second. Kapinski tosses over to first. It's in time. That was Maddox Stewart grounding out. It's going to bring up Mitch Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 3 for the day. He does have an infield hit over to third, but he's also popped to short and lined to short. One of those spectacular catches by Caden Erickson today. There's a fly ball out into left center field. Moving over and making the catches, Ryan Hall. That's going to bring up Connor Ducklow, who's also 1 for 3. He has an infield hit over to third. Lined out to Erickson on one of those spectacular catches again, and flew out to right field. There's a strike called on the outside third of the plate. No balls and a strike to Connor Ducklow. And that one got him in the thigh.
Now it seems like the showers have let up.
Yeah, in fact, the skies, this all seems to be moving from south to north, and the skies to the south are getting pretty light. This is Cody Brunko at the plate. Pitches outside for a ball. Brunko is also 1 for 3. He grounded over to first. Got an infield, or check that. That was, yes, he singled to center field. And then flew out to right field. That single to center drove in the lone run for the Spring Valley Cardinals.
Connor Ducklow made it safely to second on a stolen base.
And that pitch just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Bemnister at the belt. Looks over at second and delivers. Runner goes. Ground ball over to Erickson at short. Throw to first. It's in time. So for the Plum City Blues, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played 7, and it's the Cavaliers 3, the Blues 1 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
So we head into the 8th inning. Cavaliers looking to extend their lead of 3-1. And, of course, Jay, you had to say something about looks like the rain has let up. And then, of course, between innings there, it rained again.
Yeah, another time.
We're
it's better
really
to
good
keep
at that.
my mouth shut. Yeah.
We're really good at that announcer jinx, aren't we?
Yeah.
So leading off for the Cavaliers will be the extra hitter, Sam Knickerbocker. He'll be followed by Carter Veith and Cade Mueller. Knickerbocker steps in. He's 0 for 3. And there is a strike on the outside third. And he grounds that one down to first. It's fair. And Thomas makes the play over at first. 3 unassisted. So that'll bring up Carter Veith. Veith had a 2 RBI single his last time up. In fact, he's got a 2-hit game going because he also doubled back in the 4th inning. And that pitch was at the letters for a strike. And there's a high pop-up foul out of play. And the pitch. There's a pop-up foul out of play. That one came very close to getting some spectators back by the concession stand who were busier ordering food, and all of a sudden a ball lands behind them. That pitch is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tell you what, Jay, people are having fun at the ballpark today, though.
They are, yep.
That's what town ball's all about. And the pitch, low and inside. And here comes the rain again. And ball 4. Carter Veith draws the walk. Here comes the rain again. That sounds like a song title, doesn't it? Cade Mueller at the plate, 0 for 2. The pitch is outside. He also has drawn a walk. And the pitch. And that's right by the fence, but just out of play. Landon Lampman on the mound. Now it's coming down hard again. That's fouled back into the screen. One ball and 2 strikes to Cade Mueller with 1 out. Runner on first, that's Carter Veith.
And the rain coming as steady as it has all afternoon.
Swing and a miss, but the ball got away, and he's out. But the runner goes down to second. So Mueller's down on strikes. He couldn't advance even though the ball got away from the catcher because first base was occupied. But Carter Veith ends up at second with basically what's a stolen base. And that ball gets by, and Veith goes over to third. That one's a wild pitch. So runner on third with 2 down. Carter Veith on 2. Or on 3, I should say. Riley Kapinski at the plate. Kapinski's 0 for 2. Lampman digging a little bit of mud out of his cleats this time. And that one's high and away. And the pitch. There's a strike. Two balls and a strike. And there's another foul ball out of play. Off the roof of the concession stand. Boy, it sure announces itself there, doesn't it?
Yep.
Their concession stand had quite the supply. They had hot dogs and brats, chicken tenders, fries, root beer floats. And the pitch. Reaches for it, sends it out toward center field, and Ducklow is there, and he makes a catch for out number 3. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played 7.5, and it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Blues 1 on NLWN-TV.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back in Plum City, and again the rain has let up. Managers and umpires chatting, but they're trying to decide whether the field is still playable. It looks like it is. Bemnister back on the mound. Xavier, not Ryan. As we're ready to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Due up for the Blues, we have Luke Sedin, Jake Beckel, and Andrew Mumm.
And digging out of his cleats again. Well, it's Bemnister this time doing that.
So Sedin is 1 for 3, single to right, and then struck out twice. There's a fly ball foul on the right side. And the pitch. There's another foul ball off on the right side. And that pitch is high and away. And the pitch. That's down low. And the rain starts coming again. There's the 2-2 pitch, and it's a called third strike. That's the second time Sedin's gone down looking. First strikeout for Bemnister. That's going to bring up Jake Beckel. And we did, and this is for our broadcast partner Dan, we did check to find out if it was Beckel or Beekle, because depending on which side of the river you live on here, it's one or the other.
Went right to the source.
We did. That first pitch was a called strike. Bemnister delivers. Strike two right down the middle of Highway 10. There's the wind in the pitch. That one just missed outside. That's a ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. And the pitch. That was a foul ball right back towards my feet. Good thing that screen is there, or I'd be limping home. and Kirk, the statistician over there, says I should take one for the team. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It's going to bring up Andrew Mumm. He's 0 for 2, struck out twice. He did draw a walk his last time up. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball foul off the right side. That's headed over to where the kids are playing in the playground area. It's a nice little park here, this Legion Park in Plum City. Nice playground area for the kids. Picnic areas. Ground ball foul back behind the plate. Here's the pitch. That one, nice block that time by Carter Veith. You know, Jay, I'm kind of surprised at myself. I haven't called the Blues the EPC Wolves yet, because we call them a lot more often than we do the Plum City Blues.
That's true.
And I also haven't called them the St. Louis Blues, which seems to always want to be trying to come out of my mouth. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Bemnister mows down the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 8, and it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Blues 1 on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but But you don't have to do it alone, that's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need the help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
And we're back here at Plum City heading into the 9th inning with the Cavs on top 3-1. Due up for the Cavaliers in the top of the 9th inning, Jerome Delikowski, I think. I have Ryan Bemnister giving me this look like he's going to confuse me now. Ryan Hall and Trenton Palmer. Huh? Oh, Lucas Costley in the third spot? Okay, so Lucas Costley will be batting for Trenton Palmer. Will then Trenton Palmer be re-entering?
Yes, he will.
Okay.
We are not going to let Lucas.
The look of panic on Ryan Bemnister's face when I even brought that idea up. So Jerome Delikowski is at the plate. Delikowski is 0 for 3, but he's gotten on twice with a couple of errors. And there's a ground ball down the third baseline. Fair ball. Long throw over to first, and they got him. Boy, oh boy, a nice stretch that time by Thomas to field that ball. It was a long throw from Sedin. It's going to bring up Ryan Hull. And Hull struck out his last time up. He was also hit by a pitch and popped out to the first baseman. That pitch is down low for a ball. And there's a fly ball foul on the right side. So on deck for the Cavaliers is Lucas Costley. He'll be hitting for Trenton Palmer. And the ground ball found its way through the hole and out into center field. So that's a base hit for Ryan Hull. And Lucas Costley comes to the plate. Now, Costley is primarily a pitcher, doesn't get many chances, but he tries to make the most of them when he does. And the pitch. Strike called at the knees. We have a new pitcher on the mound as well. That pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Sedin is now pitching. And the pitch. There's a pop foul out of play. And everybody cheers because Costley got a piece of it. The bat met the ball. That's a step in the right direction for Lucas Costley. Runner takes the lead. And the pitch. There's a chopper over towards third, and they can't field it, and Costley gets on.
And what a roar of the crowd from the Cavs dugout.
And actually, that ball was so dead in the grass, I think he gets an infield hit on it because I do think he would have beat it out to first. They weren't going to get the throw. So Costley with an infield hit moves Ryan Hull over to second. Boy, Costley's going to be telling Ryan Bemnister all season long now he's batting 1,000. And the pitch. There's another ground ball over to third. That one goes through. Rounding third and coming in to score is Hall. And the person playing third base now is Maddox Stewart. I think Lampman, well, no, they did a whole bunch of changes out there that I don't see, but at any rate, that's going to go as, well, we'll have to check and see. There's a strike called. Kirk, did you give him a hit on that? Yes, I did. All right. And the scorekeeper, Kirk, did give Brayton Tillman a hit on that. Which also gives him an RBI. And there's a chopper down the third baseline foul. So I'm looking around trying to figure out who's playing what out there. Connor Ducklow has moved in to play short. And I think Lampman is out in center field. That looks like him way out there. That one gets away and both runners advance. So Costley's on third. Tillman's on second. Xavier Bemnister at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a pop foul out of play. I do believe Bemnister is in line to get a save here. And there's a drop third strike, and the catcher can't find it. Picks it up behind the umpire, but Bemnister goes to first. And so that goes in the book as a strikeout with an error on the catcher. So the bases are loaded. Brings up Caden Erickson. Cavs on top, 4-1. Erickson hits a ground ball over to third. Not handled well, and everybody's safe. That's an error on the third baseman. But it does drive in a run. It will be an RBI. And Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. So we have Tillman on thirds, Bemnister on second, Erickson on first. Knickerbocker looks at one down low. Cavs on top, 5-1. And the pitch. There's a chopper foul at the plate. It might have gone off the foot of Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker trying to walk it off a little bit. It's bad enough catchers take a beating anyway. They don't need to inflict it on themselves.
Yeah.
And the pitch. There's a ground ball sharply down the first base line. Throw to the plate for one. And, all right, let's get the call straight. Knickerbocker grounded to first, and the first baseman stepped on the bag, which is a 3 unassisted, which meant they had to make the tag, and they didn't. So Knickerbocker grounds into a 3 unassisted with an RBI. As Tillman comes in to score. Erickson on third. Or check that, Bemnister on third. Erickson on second. And there's a strike at the letters. Carter Veith at the plate. Veith has a 2-hit day going for him. That one's low and away for a ball. There's a ground ball over towards third, picked up, throw to first. Down low, they can't make the play at first. And that throw is a little bit low, so it's an E6. And it's going to bring in Bemnister for the 4th run of the inning. And the Cavs are on top, 7-1. And the pitch. There's a strike called. This is to Cade Mueller. Mueller is 0 for 3 with a walk. Mueller hoping to join the hit parade here. That one's down in the dirt. Blocked by Beckel. And down to second went Knickerbocker. That's not Knickerbocker out there, though. Oh, check that. That's Carter Veith. It was Knickerbocker that grounded out. And there's a strike 3 called. So, after a very confusing top of the 9th, the Cavs picked up 4 runs on 3 hits. There were 2 errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played 8.5, and it's the Cavaliers 7 and the Blues 1 on NLWN-TV.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal them from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Heading into the bottom of the 9th inning, Cavaliers on top, 7-1. And I was actually quite reassured when the umpire went and corrected the scoreboard, because we had 7-1, and the scoreboard only had 6-1, and I thought that it was 7, and turns out we were right. So leading things off, batting for Eli Gansluckner is Jared Pelzel. That's another name we've called many times. Trenton Palmer re-entered the game for the Cavaliers out in right field.
And the pitch. Back.
Ground ball over to short, second, and throw to first. And it's in time. So, Pelzel grounds out second to first. That's going to take us back to the top of the order. The center fielder, Landon Lampman. And there's a fly ball out into center field, and Erickson ranges over and makes a very nice catch out there. 2 down, brings up Maddox Stewart. The Blues are down to their final out. Don't forget, coming up after the game is done, we will have some talking baseball coming your way. Here's the pitch. It's high and away for a ball. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. And that one's down low. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. There's a strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Plum City Blues down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bemnister into his motion, and the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Maddox Stewart goes down looking, and the Blues go down, and that's going to wrap things up. Final score in today's game, Cavaliers 7 and the Plum City Blues 1. We'll be back with Talkin' Baseball right after this brief timeout on NLWN-TV.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers, and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here in Plum City. Rick Olson along with Jay Fall, Kalen Olson on the computer, And Jacob Seaton is on the camera, and we're being joined right away by Ryan Bemnister, and hopefully this microphone's working. And well, you dodged a few raindrops today.
Yeah, it was a little wet out there, but not bad. It was good. Good game with these guys.
It looked like everybody was having fun. You guys struggled to get things going early, but came on strong late. The bats finally woke up about the 6th inning or so.
Yeah, it's good.
And nice pitching outing, though.
Yeah, that was the plan. I kind of told you, we're gonna, start Ecker, but kitchen sink, and I, maybe throw a kid that hasn't thrown in a while, and that's what we did, and it worked out really well for us.
And Xavier Bemnister came in and actually threw pretty decent. He picks up a save throwing the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah,
and,
there you go. Yeah, I'll take that. He'll take that.
I'm
Cavs
sure he
will
will.
Take that. Yeah. For not being on the mound in over a year, it's pretty good. And same thing with Eckert coming back off of, a 104 pitch outing just 6 days ago. So.
And it was a really nice job. I mean, he went 6 innings, only gave up 1 run that was earned, and allowed 6 hits, but he struck out 7. And he only walked 1, so his control was there. You might get an argument from a couple hitters back about the 3rd inning or 4th inning that he plunked in the shoulder. But
yeah, that's all right. It happens. It's baseball, so they're good. They're good. They're good guys over there. Plum City's a good team. They're a fun team to play. We really enjoyed, coming here and having them. They'll be with us in 2 weeks. So,
and that's it's nice to have those friendly rivalries with teams that you can get a good ball game with, and that's kind of part of the non-league games that you want to do. You want to get quality teams, but you want to have quality teams that have fun.
Yeah, definitely, and this is one of those teams. So, if you look at both of our rosters, if you combine both of them, we only had 20 guys today, basically between the 2 teams. So, we're both shorthanded, and just luckily we came up with a win.
And how about the fielding by Caden Erickson out at shortstop? He had the hat trick in leaping line drive catches today.
Yeah, defense was good behind him there. We had a couple of little tiny mistakes, but they didn't come back to haunt us. And all in all, I'm really happy with where we are with the fielding and what they did here. It's a tough field to play. It's a little uneven and it's new to these guys, so it's a little tough to take some hard hops. I mean, their third baseman over there got unlucky in that last inning. A bunch of those balls, were moving. I don't know if you can see it, but it was left, right, up, down. I mean, it was all over the place for him. So. Well,
and then, like you said, the field's not exactly even, and there was a hop early in the game that just about took off Ecker's head.
Yeah, there was. We almost had to make the change early.
And there was one that Caden Erickson had everything he could do to pull it down as well.
Yeah, so those guys are good at that, and again, I'm real happy with how they played and getting ready for tomorrow. So.
And that's a big one tomorrow against the Cadott Red Sox.
Yep, conference, back in conference. So yeah, we actually started a stretch of a couple of conference games. So yeah, it was good to get the bats going. We didn't get a chance to hit this week, so this is good to come here and get some at bats, get some fielding, throw a couple guys out there. So.
Well, congratulations on the 7-1 win over the Plum City Blues, and we'll do it all again tomorrow afternoon.
Sounds good.
And we'll be back to wrap up some things here on Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
So, Cavaliers come away winners 7-1 against the Plum City Blues. Cavs had 7 runs on 7 hits. They only committed 1 error. Blues had 1 run on 6 hits. The unfortunate thing is they committed 4 errors. The winning pitcher was Aiden Ecker, who moves his season record to 2-0. And Xavier Bemnister came on to pick up the save. Losing pitcher was Landon Lampman. Jay, your thoughts about today's game?
Well, it was a kind of a slow start for the Cavs, but once they got things rolling and the bats got going, it was a good outing for them. Defense was solid throughout, and they pick up a good win here.
It was a good win, and we get to do it all over again tomorrow, as the Cavs are going to take on the Cadott Red Sox in a game that technically is a Cavalier home game, but it's going to be played over in Cadott. In fact, we'll get rid of all the confusion if you just join us tomorrow right here on NLWN-TV. We're going to bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Cadott Red Sox from the high school field in Cadott. Now, even though this game will be in Cadott, the Cavaliers will be the home team due to a scheduling conflict at Carson Park. Coverage will begin at 12 noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. Also, make sure you join us on NLWN-2 for our coverage of vintage baseball as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball. That's in the style of the 1860s. And that'll be on Monday, June 23rd. We'll bring you our coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, all taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival, and that would be the prior weekend. All of the Blue Caps games will be on a delay basis, but we're going to try and get you all the action, and coverage is going to start at 7 o'clock on NLWN2 on Monday, June 23rd. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the Chippewa Valley right in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Jay Fall and Kalen Olson and Jacob Seaton, this is Rick Olson. That final score, once again, Cavaliers 7 and the Plum City Blues 1. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In the heart of a small town where the rivers flow, there's a spirit rising up and it's starting to grow. Carson Park's the place where dreams come alive. Eau Claire Cavaliers, the reason we thrive. With the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, we spell baseball magic and we shout it out loud. For over 50 years of history, pride and cheer in this town, we're all family, the love sincere. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. In this town standing tall, we always belong. With Eau Claire Cavaliers, we'll keep singing our song. Through the ups and the downs, we'll face every fight. With grit in our hearts, we'll shine ever bright. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. never in our sight.